everyone, thanks for joining us for today's episode of the Doobert webinar series. So today we're going to be looking at our texting feature in CCM, and this is a really exciting one because it is giving you so many resources to now reach your community faster and get responses faster as well. So that's just how typically texting is. Like if you want a quick reply, you're probably going to get one faster with a text than an email. So this is a great resource for organizations to get the information that they need, and also for any applicants of your programs to get the information they need quickly as well. So let's get into our webinar. And before I get started, if you are new to the Doobert webinar series, typically how they work is we will go through a quick little slide deck about kind of what we're going to be talking about, and then we're going to jump into the system and start checking everything out and demoing the entire process. So stay tuned. So looking at our texting overview, we have 3 phone number options that you can choose from. Once you are signed up on Doobert, your account is good to go, you're up and running. You can choose from 3 options, and whichever phone number you like the best, you can choose that one. And then it typically takes, I'd say give it a week max for your phone number to be set up. It does take a few days just for them to get in contact with any of the cell phone carriers, things like that. So just depending on your area, it can take less time, more time, but I always like to say give it up to a week. And if for some reason it hasn't fell in, just reach out to us at help@Doobert.com and we will look into that for you. But other than that, you can easily text any of your case contacts through the case itself, or you can head over to the quick messaging tab and go through that as well. And then another great feature is that you can enable sound notifications for Doobert. So whenever you get a incoming text, you can have a little ding sound to let you know that you have a communication that just came in. So I really like that one because it just keeps you in the know and lets you know right away when you have a new message. And then another great thing about the texting feature is that you can store all of your contacts in the address book. And this is really great because this will store both name, email, and phone number. So you can store all of your contacts there, edit them, anything like that. So we'll definitely check that out as well. So looking at our text templates, these are really great because you can speed up your processes by sending your texts in literally seconds. So the great thing about this is that you'll create your custom template with whatever you want to include in that text message. Just make sure it falls within the character limit, but if it does, then you are good to go to send that out once it is set up. And then for a little bit more automation, if you love our workflows, you can create a custom text workflow as well. So these are really great for not playing phone tag anymore because everybody loves that. Setting calendar reminders to follow up because the follow-ups are done for you. So a little bit of background knowledge about the workflows for texting. If, for example, you send them a message and they don't reply, you can set up your workflow to then wait a few days, a few hours, and send them another text. So it's really great for just kind of giving them a little reminder, following up automatically. So it's a really, really great resource if you are interested in automation or you already use it for your emails or anything like that. And then we have our quick messaging tab, which I mentioned pretty briefly in the beginning. We have a little quick messaging tab up in the top corner, and this is where we can view our phone number, create a new message, view any of our existing conversations and existing contacts. And then we access this at the top little bar right here. And as you can see, I circled that right there. So that's a really great resource, and we will definitely check that out as well because this kind of mimics a phone. So I personally love this for texting. And then looking at our address book, this is a great place to, like I said, store all of your contacts in one place, search by name, email, and phone number. It's a really great resource if you know what you're looking for. And then here you also have the ability to edit, block, or delete any of your contacts if you need to. So that is all I have for our slide, and now we're going to jump into the system. All right, so now I'm logged in as an organization, and just a quick note, I am in our beta environment, so we kind of call this like our little sandbox. So it's for testing, demoing purposes like that. So if anything looks a little bit off, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But other than that, we are going to head over to our companion case management module right here, and we're going to click on that, and then we're going to head down to our templates right here. and we're going to create our first text template together. So here we have a couple search features if you have a lot of templates. So for example, we have 33. If you're looking for something specific, you can search the name of it and the type and the last updated date as well. So these are really great if you have specific templates for every single one of your programs. So for example, you might have a owner surrender text template, a rehoming text template, pet food pantry, all things like that. So definitely look into learning how you can really optimize Doobert by using all of the templates for your programs. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and create our first text template right here by clicking add. And we're going to choose a type. And because we're talking about texting, we're going to do a text template, and then we're going to name it here as well. And then like this says, it does have an internal little button right here, or not button, but in parentheses. So just to let you know that this is just for within your organization, and it's just for tracking purposes and identifying that template. So we're going to go ahead and call this Lena's webinar text template. And now we're going to go ahead and put our content in our message. And as you can see right here, we only have 160 characters. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. So we're going to say, hey there, thanks for, applying for our rehoming program. Can you please share 3 to 4 times that work well for a quick phone call? So that's what we're going to send once we get any rehoming case in, because, for example, depending on your organization's processes, you might want to set up a call with them. So this is a great way to get them engaged right off the bat and know that you are there to help them. And now we have our template and it looks good to go. So we're going to go ahead and click save. Okay, so, and then if we go up here, we can see our new template. And we're going to search. So now we have Lena's webinar text template right here, and then we have our date created as well. And then we can also delete any templates that we're not using here too. So definitely keep that in mind if you ever need to just kind of clean them out, things like that. But now we're going to jump into a case and use our template. So we're going to head up to our cases tab right here. And I'm going to search for a case that's assigned to me. So this is a really great feature. If you don't already use it, you can assign any case to any of your team members. So it's really great for easily tracking who's been working with what case and all things like that. So we're going to go ahead and search once we have that in. So now we have my cases right here. So we're going to click on this one. And now we are going to head over to our communication tab right here. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to text. And then now we're going to insert our template. So once we click on this little drop down right here, we are going to look for that template that we just created. So here it is, Lena's webinar text template. So we're just going to click on that and look at that. It just popped our message into the text box. So that's really great. And then if there's any little updates we want to make, we want to customize the name, we can go ahead and do that as well. But we're going for more of a general approach. So we're going to go ahead and just click send if this looks good. And then just for reference, if you ever need to know what phone number your organization has, you can see it right here as well. And then you can also see it in the quick messaging tab, which we'll get into in just a second, but I just wanted to point that out. And so like I said, this looks good. So we're going to go ahead and click send. And that text is just sending. So now I am going to see that on my phone, I just got our text. So that's really great, and it's so quick with how fast it goes through. So another option, if we want to just text with no template, anything like that, we can just put in a customized message right here as well. So for example, we can put, hey Sarah, it's Lena from Cause for Pause, just checking in on your pets. How are they doing? So If we want to gather any information, for example, if we're following up on a training of behavior, or we want to know just how the pets are doing after a spay and neuter, anything like that, we can go ahead and just customize a message, anything like that, just depending on your process. If you prefer a more custom approach, you can do this, but if you prefer a more streamlined general approach, definitely check out the templates. So that looks good as well. So same process, we can go ahead and just click send on that one. And then down here in our conversation log, the great thing about this is that this is where we will view our entire conversation. So this is going to give you a timestamp as well, and then it's also going to tell you which one of your team members, if you have a team, has sent them a message as well. So that's a great option for team alignment, things like that. But as you can see, you can view all of the messages right here. So I'm going to reply and show you guys what that looks like. So I am just going to say it's Elena replying to your message. And now we're going to wait for that one to come through. So we're going to close out of our case and we're going to go back to our cases page to see how we will be notified. All right, so on our all cases page, all of our messages here that have blue dots means that there is an awaiting communication. And then all of our options here that have a red dot mean that there is an invalid phone number, email, anything like that, to where it's blocking a communication from going through. And then I don't know if you guys heard that little sound, but that is the sound notification that the system makes when a text comes in. So that's really exciting. But now we're going to go ahead and find our case that we just sent that text to. So right here, we're going to click on this one. And now if we go into our communication tab, we're going down here and now we can see that I replied to the message. So I said it's Lena replying to your message. So this is where all of your conversation actions are going to live. Okay, so that is really all for the case section. So now we're going to jump over into our little top bar right here and check out the quick messaging feature. So we're just going to click on this messages option right here, and then here we can see all of our texts as well. So it will typically fall in the one that you have been working with latest. So the last one that I was in was Kinesis, so that's why that one is showing up right now. But really just whatever one you leave off of when you close out of the messaging tab will typically reappear within a couple seconds. And then here we have the little bell notification for the notification sound when a text comes in, but we can turn it off if we don't like it, but I like it, so I'm going to leave it on. But definitely keep that in mind if you have a lot of text coming in and it gets a little loud. So here we have the option to view our phone number again, and then if we ever want to send a message through our quick messaging tab, we can do that right here as well by just typing in a quick message and it will send to them. So if we want to create a new text message, we can go up to this little plus sign right here and type in a contact name or a phone number here as well. So I'm just going to send one to this Doobert number. So we'll do, so you guys can see it. So now we're going to click add contact right here. So now we can put in our names. So we're going to put Doobert.com and we'll put in an email. And if it all looks good, we're going to go ahead and click add. So now we have our contact created. So that's what it's going to look like if you decide just to put a phone number in. And this is great for using the quick messaging tab across all the different platforms within Doobert. So for example, you use it for foster space as well. You can communicate with your fosters through the quick messaging tab, and then you won't have to worry about going through a case and having to have that case created to contact them. So that's a really great resource as well. And then all of your contacts are just going to centrally live within that address book. So that's a really great way to kind of organize your system and really streamline your communication. But other than that, once we have that contact created, we can go ahead and send a message right here. It's not going to let me send a message to myself, but you get the idea of how you can do that. And then if you also have a lot of contacts living in your quick messaging tab, you can also search here as well if you're looking for a specific one. But other than that, that is all I have for quick messaging. So we're going to close out of this one and we're going to head over into our address book. All right, so now I'm in our address book, and this is what it looks like when we have all of our contacts right here. I have one search specifically just because I don't want to give out any phone numbers on accident or anything like that. So that's why I have just Doobert in here search. This is the contact that we made. But as you can see right here, we have our Doobert.com, we have our phone number as well as our email address. And then if we want to go ahead and edit that, we can click on the pencil and edit as we wish and click save. If we make any changes, we can also block right here as well, which hopefully you don't have to do, but if you do, it's there. And then we have a delete feature as well. So if you have one that you're not using anymore, things like that, you can go ahead and delete. But other than that, once you have 5, 10 contacts in here, your list will be a little bit longer than mine. But other than that, that is kind of just the general idea of the address book. And the great thing about this is that the address book will also update the contact within the case as well. So if there's a case with that phone number, it will update within the case if you change the phone number, things like that. So it's great to keep everything as the same contact. So definitely keep that in mind if you are looking to make any changes on that front. But now we're going to jump into our Q&A. Okay, so our first question for our Q&A asks, why can I only choose from 3 phone numbers? So great question. So just a little bit of background knowledge for you. Our phone number integration kind of connects with your area. So it's going to give you phone numbers that match your area code or things like that. So that is why you'll get 3 options. So they're typically all within the same area code or really just in connection with your area. So definitely choose whatever you like most. But to answer the question, there is only 3 for that reason. And then our next question is, can I receive any photos or files from a text that is sent to our organization? And yes, so if you want to view those files, what we're going to do is jump back into our case right here. So we're going to click on this one again. And if someone send us a picture or anything like that, we're going to head over to our communication tab and scroll over to files, and that is where that file will fall in. So definitely check that out if you are looking for a file to be sent to you. But that is all I have for today's webinar. So thank you guys for joining us, and I hope to see you in our future webinars.